We've been talking about the good old days today. I've had a lot of nice calls. It seems that people actually think times were better back then. Maybe we get a younger person's perspective. If anyone's listening, 219-845-1100, and let me know if you're enjoying your life. And these are your good old days as we speak. Coming up at 6:30 will be the NCAA Insiders tonight from 6:30 to 7. South Suburban College head coach John Pigotti and Ryan Walsh will be back on again during the basketball season, co-hosting our college basketball preview show, NCAA Insiders, from 6:30 to 7:30. And then I think Harlow's coming in after that. We're not sure. Ron, if you're listening, give us a call. Let me know if you're coming in. The person who opened the door for me here at WJOB, I really appreciate it. Super nice guy, funny guy. Ron Harlow, he might be in tonight. And then 9 o'clock, of course, Music Underdogs, a very, very cool show. We're going to go to line one with Danny. It says young Danny. Danny, how young are you?
Oh, this ain't young Danny. This is Stinky. What's going on, Nick?
What's up, buddy?
Not much. Not a good show you had on.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
You know, I never had a basement where I was growing up, but
where did you do all your fun stuff? If you had no basement, where did you guys? Where did the kids get together? The garage? Did you have a garage?
I lived. Yeah, we had a garage, but it was filled with junk.
So was our basement.
My dad was a junker, but I lived in the what you call the unincorporated areas of the outskirts of Lansing.
Right.
And we had all kind of fun over there.
Well, you probably had a lot of wide open spaces to go play as a kid, right?
Oh yeah, a lot of wide open spaces. You know, when I was a kid, I remember we used to walk like 10 blocks to the Five and Dime store, and then we'd get the old wooden airplanes with the strings, the rubber band,
right?
And you wind them up.
Do they still even make those anymore? Those were a blast.
Wondering. Yeah, there was like a dime back then.
Right.
You know? You'd have fun all day, you know. You'd be out by yourself all day long, no problems, nothing like that, and then you just make sure you be back by dinner or be back before dark. Right?
I remember those things were very popular as a kid, and then also the parachute guys that you would shoot up in the air with a rubber band.
You got it. But you
those
know,
were fun.
One time I was playing in the park over there, I think the Spot Park or something like that, I remember, and a couple boys come and broke my airplane. So I go, what the heck? So I took my airplane. I said, well, they broke off with the wings. So I just wind it up again. I put it on the street, the side streets. They weren't busy then. But it'd take off down the street. I go, hey, this is pretty cool. Before you know it, a couple of the other kids got some, broke the wings off. Didn't even put the wings on.
Right.
And we'd race them.
Well, see, that's what we were talking about earlier. You know, kids, we were just creative back then.
Yeah, nowadays they're a quick away from trouble. That's all I say.
Well, it just, you don't even see kids playing outside that much nowadays. You know, I mean, unless it's an organized sport. You know, we'd have sometimes 10, 11 kids. We'd play hide and go seek in my neighborhood, and there was probably, 20 kids playing over on North Cott and 144th, and God, we had a blast.
Catch lightning bugs. We used to do that all the time.
Exactly. Put them in a jar and see how many you could get in the jar.
I would come home when we were real young. We used to rub them all over ourselves. We'd blow in the dark for a little bit, and of course we'd have to get a big old bath after that.
Well, I'm hoping someone calls. We got a half hour left. Someone calls with a good truth or dare game down in the basement that kids would play.
Yeah, well, when I got older, that's when I had a lot of basement experience. Schultz Park and stuff like that, where we'd have shoot pool in the basement, drink a lot of soda pop. Then I got a little bit older, and it was 10 years after, and your parties. Okay, well, that's all I got to say.
Thanks a lot, buddy. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. You know, one of my when I was a kid, my brother, and I always thought it was a stupid gift my parents gave my brother. He got a model airplane, one of those remote control model airplanes, and my brother was great at building models. He built this beautiful airplane, and the poor kid, well, now we're going to what? You're going to sit there and wait till April to go out and fly it? So probably about a month after Christmas, he got so bored. He and I went downstairs in the basement, and he started that model airplane up, that engine going. And his idea was he was just going to taxi it around. We had one of those big old heaters with all the arms coming out of it. And then he was just going to taxi it around there. And before you know it, and it right into the wall and just smashed into a bunch of pieces. So that was its maiden flight, and it never made another flight after that, which was sad. My brother did not. In fact, then another sad story of my brother and his model making down in the basement. He used to build these giant like semi-truck models. And when he went off to college, he had them all on this big board in the basement. And I got my BB gun out, and I pretended I was the interstate sniper, and I just shot the hell out of all his models. He was really good at building them. In fact, there was a True Value hardware store downtown East Chicago that they'd sold models, and then they'd let the kids display their models, the really good ones, in the store window. And my brother always had his models in their store window, and then he actually ended up working there. So we've been talking about the good old days and basement stories, and we got a half hour winding the show down. Here's a little information for you I found today. This might interest you, Pat. Has nothing to do with the basement or good old days, but it's just interesting. The male fetus is capable of attaining an erection during the last trimester. So, when you feel that baby kicking, it might not be his foot. And also, goes with that is so during the last trimester, a baby can get an erection. And all males can get one the first day of summer. So, Pat, you'll be looking forward to the first day of summer. Hopefully that will help you out in your quest for fun. Caller on line one is Mike. Mike, let's go to line one. Mike, how are you, my friend?
How are you doing, Nick?
I'm good. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. Congratulations on taking the show over. You're doing a fine job, man.
You know what? I really appreciate that. Like I said earlier, it's not what I've trained to do in life. I've been a stand-up comic for 26 years and an actor, but I hope I'm doing a good job. I hope people are enjoying it, and we'll all learn as we go along, huh?
Yeah, you were talking earlier about, I wasn't able to get through, you were talking about the good old days.
Right.
I was born in the early 60s and from the south side of Chicago.
Okay, me too, 1965.
Yeah, 63 for me. And, back of the yards kind of guy, and, we had basements and we had all that, but what I've come to realize is the screen door ruined America, as I've heard said, because we lost a sense of social society where you knew your neighbors, you hung out on the block. I remember you give me a Tonka truck, and, I was down at the school all day. I came home to eat, and I was gone until the lights came on again.
Ain't that the truth? I mean, as kids, I remember everybody's parent at, 10:30, 11 o'clock, maybe the latest, screaming out the door for you to come home.
Yeah, and it's amazing that I've got a 12-year-old son, and there's no imagination. Where I could, like I said, I could sit in the sandbox
right
with a truck, G.I. Joe or something for hours.
No,
they
kids now
can't get them to sit still for a half hour.